Welcome to Rauta's Random Rants and Ponderings. This time we talk about band dramas, why they suck and why you shouldn't do them, or maybe even share them in case you're just a random fan. Though then again, if you enjoy some popcorn drama, why on earth not? Now, this idea to do this video was sparked by a couple of recent happenings in the underground and one not so much in the underground, as well as reminder from last year. Not gonna touch last year's topics too much, but still to just use it as a spring to jump onto this topic. You might remember when I was talking about this particular black metal drama between Black Alder and Overmode. Luckily, that drama was over within a few days. But while it lasted, man, it looked silly and it looked like, okay, there's gonna be blood. Or at least some silly drama which the audience will able to enjoy, especially when they're not facepalming. Now, that luckily turned out to be good and everything is in peace and all, and that goes for the better. At least there's some hope for Overmode to get their packs ready and do some live gigs and whatnot. So, like I said, no bad blood, at least in my opinion about it, and I'm glad that the guys got it solved. But every new year brings some new topics, why there's always some silly drama. And now I'm not talking about the kind of a drama when you have like labels versus the band or, people having different tantrums and whatnot. I'm talking about the kind of a shit that you bring online to deal with your very topics within the band, or sometimes ex-members attacking other members, and then you're once again like, oh man, should I just facepalm my, until I don't even have a face, or should I just, order a truckload of popcorns online or whatever your favorite potato chip brand might be. So in case you don't want to just stick around and watch my face during the whole conversation, I'll put something in the background, because Obscura was there recently. Now I'm filming this in early February and this was already January, so technically speaking about a month ago. Now it wouldn't even made to my news unless people were talking about it on Discord and once again saying like, what the hell is this happening? What the hell is going on and all that. So to save you from reading and to kind of recap the whole idea here, there was these accusations that some ex-members said, okay, I wrote this and that piece or riff or whatever, and I don't like that you're gonna use it within your band. Now, I get it. Being in some few bands myself over the past decades, I get it. It's not just simple to, hand over certain ideas which you probably as a guitarist or whatever made, and then when you left, you felt like, okay, these guys are not supposed to, use these songs. I mean, after all, there's some, copyright thing going on. Then again, it's not so black and white always. First of all, when you're in a band, if you don't sign some kind of a contract that this is my stuff, which I'm not gonna use the rest of the band use while I'm in the band, even though I'm using the band's rehearsal time and maybe rehearsing with the band, it gets complicated. Let's be honest about it. There is no easy way out of this. And that is one thing. Whether you wanna take to court, whether you will just, shake hands, I don't make some money transaction and all that stuff, that's one thing. And like I said, that can be really, really complicated. But another thing is to bring out it in public. Yes, I get it how it works. I just happen to work in PR myself as my day job. And on top of that, I've seen so many useless waste of time band drama happening because people tend to take their fights online. Now, like I said, if you're one guy and having a problem with your band member or ex-band member, you probably should just talk it over and all that stuff, within a private place, maybe band rehearsal, or go to a restaurant, whatever. But when you take it out in the open, public, start talking to, news outlets about it, then you're really getting the cat out of box. And you know what happens when you put a couple of cats out there? Well, they're gonna hunt each other down, or at least they're gonna do so much meowing that, the rest of the neighborhood will be waking up and say, what the fuck is going on? Now, you can't really put the cat back in the box. While the news are already open, right there, public and all, everybody will have their own opinion. Even from your least favorite aunt is gonna say something about it. Now, obviously, basically, this divides people into two camps. Like in Obscura's case, some people will defend the band, whatever they're doing, using a song or riffs or whatever, which were not supposed to be used according to the other guys. And I get it. Obviously, as a band fan, you probably hope for the best and all that stuff. Now, if you're in favor for the other party, that makes also sense. Obviously, you feel like these people or person is being abused, and their song is being used without copyright, without permission, without whatever. But like I said, this is not about your opinions, not about your feelings. This is about making the silly fight online, making it public. Basically, it's like a shit throwing contest. Who gets to yell loudest? Who gets to make this and that remark about the other part? Who probably has the better lawyer even, especially if you're in an American soil. And that alone makes this whole thing ridiculous. Back in the days when you had a band, if you had a little bit of a feud over a song, lyrics, or I don't know, someone screwing over with some gal, maybe a groupie, whatever, maybe you just punch somebody in the face. That was taken care of, you move along and, But when you take these into the public, first of all, it becomes this kind of a online drama. Not necessarily kind of a court of law drama, but nonetheless. And it will make you look as a band member or ex-band member like, you suck. Why? Because it's not really metal to bitch about these kind of things online when you could really, focus on making new music, founding a new band, going on gigs, doing something worthwhile. I get it. It's an ego thing. You've read a great riff and you don't want other people to use it. How about you both use it? It's technically speaking possible. There's not like real copyright things like, hey, I made these chords to use. Remember back in the days, that was, by the way, joked when, Lars Ulrich of Metallica was supposed to be suing, places like, but places like, this came after the Napster drama. But, basically it was this joke news that Lars Ulrich is, copywriting certain chords or major, chords or whatever. And obviously that was a joke, but some people even took it like almost like serious, like, really? Can't they do that? And all that stuff. No, obviously they can. My point here is, doesn't matter how much your ego gets hurt when someone is gonna copy your riff or use your melody or whatever. The thing is, don't fight that fight online. Either you win or you lose. You will lose even more when the fight goes online. Because it was just ridiculous, you as a person, as a musician. And probably you will get already the kind of a luggage, the haters. Because from the other party, they will just say you suck. We've seen it so many times. I guess I don't have to remind you of all these band dramas, like with the case of two Batushkas, case of two Venoms, or when Gorgoroth was, in court because Gal and King of Hell tried to take Gorgoroth under their names from Infernus. Infernus eventually got it, but there was kind of a coup coming on. And there are other samples. So, like Immortal and Abath, Demonas, everything. So, these court dramas are kind of a bad. Unless you really want any kind of publicity. If you're that desperate for publicity, then I don't know, go ahead and do it. Another band that was recently on news and really on face palming levels was Finnish underground black metal band Nocturnal Exorcism. Now, nobody would even know about the band if it wasn't for this drama. There was this founder of the band, the ex-drummer, nowadays ex-drummer, who was, sending emails to different promoters about book us, book this, blah, blah, blah. And all his silly postings went online and people started laughing at like, what the hell is this? And now it didn't take much time in year 2025 when people are already like, okay, what the hell we are now reading? It seems like the rest of the band decided to kick the drummer out of the band because while he was founder, he was, it seems according to the rest of the band, causing more trouble than he could possibly handle. And there were these disagreements, basically 4 guys against one, saying he cannot do this stuff, he is not communicating with us and all that stuff. So what we in essence had to witness as Finnish black metal underground fans was a really popcorn level of drama. I mean, it was more like comedy gold. But for example, I happen to know the drummer, well, not know as a friend, but know him anyway. So I was like thinking, why on earth you were doing this? Like I said, it's one thing to just deal it in your private places and, move on when you have these disagreements and all. But when you start posting it on Facebook and Threads and Instagrams or whatever social media platforms are you using, you're just gonna ridicule it. And this already went on local, that is Finnish metal music news outlet, the biggest one, mind you. And when you get to read about it, you're just thinking, man, what the hell? So my point here is, try to solve your drama outside the public place, outside the social media and all that stuff. Because nobody, except those who love the comedical drama, will be winning here. It will just give all the people involved bad name. It will stain, it will make you look ridiculous and just outright silly. Now, once again, if you like to be clown and you don't mind being the target of people sending you, either hurtful emojis or direct messages or like, I hope you die because you're such an idiot, then go ahead and do it. But, I mean, once you really take the cat out of the box, it's useless to start bitching against the audience. The audience will win in the sense of there will be always more. Everybody who is public will probably get some kind of a hate shit for what they do. I get my share of that stuff just because my opinion annoys certain people. And it's fucking fine. But then again, I'm not doing the online drama here. So there is that. Now, I'm not gonna mention so much more bands because this is the kind of a rabbit hole. Once you start digging into the deep of these band drama things, it's something that you could do eternally, on and on and on, and find all these crazy stuff. See, so these are just examples how bad it can be. So the next time your band is having a fucking seizure, wait a second, cool down before you start posting online and trying to win it. You're not gonna be victorious, and even if you are, it's a pyrrhistic one. If you don't know what pyrrhistic victory is, do a little bit of reading and educate yourself. Now, what are your thoughts about the band drama, or have your band gone through an online drama? How did it end, and what do you think about in hindsight? Anyway, good luck and let me know.